What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the pull list with Ryan, and today is Wednesday, the best day of the week. Wednesday. What?
There's a white one.
Oh my gosh. So Leslie and I played September 10th, 2025. Leslie and I always play this game where we see a punch buggy. It's all the way down there. I can't see it. It's white. She's up 3-0 today. I can't believe I'm losing, but she saw a yellow one earlier, so that's 2 punches. That's a white one. But today, we're going to be pulling our comics. I'm super excited today. Another absolute Batman week. That is my most anticipated pull for this week. We're going to go to a new comic book shop. This one is alright, number one, but also they do have a lot of comics at this place, so I'm going to be pulling most of my pulls that are not already waiting at my favorite LCS, Pulp Fiction in Long Beach. We're going there a little bit later in the day, so now since it's 1:30, I just want to get as many pulls as I can from this comic book shop and save everything else with my pull list over there at Pulp Fiction. As always, Leslie is back in the video. Shout out to her because she has a lot of schoolwork to do. And she's out here being part of the video because I know all of you want to see her be part of this, right?
I'm here for my commission, for my cut.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to start with Leslie's pulls for this week, as always, and then we'll transfer to me. So Leslie, what are your pulls this week?
So this week I technically don't really have any pulls. Just because although I am reading Feral, and if you guys are Feral fans, you know that the new issue comes out today, issue 16. I'm not fully caught up. I really just wanted to back issue hunt 1 through 5, which I have successfully. Yay! Yeah, Ryan helped me a lot with that. So I'm happy that that's done. Moving forward, I'll be buying the trade paperbacks. My only pull, I guess, other than Feral would be Supergirl, but Ryan is pulling that one too. So we always just share those. But Ryan did send me a really interesting potential number 1. It's called Murder Podcast, and like always we'll show the cover, but I'll just show you guys on my phone as well. This is kind of what the cover looks like. It looks really interesting. As you guys know, I love horror stuff. I also really love true crime. One of my favorite true crime podcasts is called Crime Junkie. So if you haven't listened to them, you should. They're really, really good. Shout out to Crime Junkie. So I'm excited. I'm going to see if I can find this somewhere, maybe flip through it and see if it's something I'm going to add to my long list of comics that I'm currently reading.
Ooh, that sounds really interesting. Who's that by? I'm not sure. We're going to have to look it up and see who it's by. I've never seen that brand or that company before for comics. It's like a little key. I'm sure we'll find out in a second. Leslie loves horror, loves Halloween. So this is definitely the type of comic for her. For me, though, I don't know how I feel about that. But today I am getting something that apparently has a lot of gore in it. Blood.
The company? Ignition
Oh,
Press?
Ignition Press. Okay, so Murder Podcast issue 1 is by Ignition Press. I haven't seen that yet, so hopefully they have it at this comic book shop. If not, maybe a Pulp Fiction. But yeah, so we share a lot of the same pulls together. I ended up just purchasing them, so it adds on to my collection, but Leslie does keep up and read them as well. So now it's going to be my pulls, like always. I definitely made some cuts really quick, just an announcement. I did cut One World Under Doom. I finally read issues 1 through 4. I just didn't like it. I totally understand the whole concept of like Doom trying to save the world, not save the world, but trying to just make everything equal. Yeah, kind of like a communist government. And then this is where like the Avengers show up to try to save like the rest of the citizens of the world. I don't know. It's cool concept, but I think it's just there's too many characters going on in that comic, and the story is just really boring in my honest opinion. So I did cut that out of my list. So now we have reduced our pulls to $45. It still hurts, but I love doing this. I love reading them. So we're going to kick it off with my favorite pull for this week is Absolute Batman number 12. I can't wait to see what this is all about, especially how 11 was, issue number 11, with the origin story of Bane. Such a great issue. And like I said last video, Absolute Batman has taken number 1 spot right now out of the Absolute titles, in my opinion. Next is Action Comics number 1090. Right now we have a current arc going on with Superboy in Smallville. This is my first time reading anything Superboy related, or even, I never even got the chance to watch the Smallville show. I know a lot of people recommend it, but it's really cool to see a very young Superman who's trying to just learn about his powers and how he can really just be like hide his identity as Clark Kent, but also be a Superboy and Superman in the future. Next is Captain America number 3. Again, this is my first ever Captain America comic. I'm really, really excited about this, especially now that Captain America has re-entered the current world in this comic, where he was obviously frozen for a very long time, but when he was awakened, there is a new Captain America that the United States has like set. So he's really just catching up to everything else, and I think this happens post like 9/11, and then also like during like the Iraq or Afghanistan war, something along those lines. But so far, I've been really liking it. Supergirl number 5 is the next issue that, like Leslie was saying. So far, this is a really, really good run. It's a fun read, nothing too serious, but it's just a really cool story to read, especially this Supergirl line came out, and along with Crypto as well, came out during the time that Superman movie came out with David Cornsweet. Next is going to be a brand new issue number 1, which is The Punisher. I don't know anything about The Punisher. The only time I really use The Punisher or know about The Punisher is on Marvel Rivals, the easiest character to use in my opinion. But I believe The Punisher is going to be in a bag, like a sealed bag, because it's supposed to be mature readers only because of all the gore and blood that's going to be a part of it. If it's here, sign me up. I'm really excited. I don't know if I'll subscribe to the issue, but I am really, really intrigued to know more about The Punisher. Next is going to be Red Hood number 1. Now, Red Hood, I had no idea who that was until I started reading Batman and Jason Todd. Batman and Robin, Jason Todd. Apparently, now I know Jason Todd, former Robin, becomes Red Hood, and Chris, Leslie's cousin, really loves Red Hood, so I'm really interested in reading this. And the way Batman and Robin, Jason Todd, number 3, ended up and the whole series ended was so emotional, in my opinion. I didn't even know that was the origin story of Jason Todd, but I'm really excited to see how he turns out as Red Hood, so I'm going to be picking that up today. Next is going to be Superman, the Kryptonite Spectrum number 2. The first comic was amazing in my opinion, almost a perfect 5 out of 5. Batman made an appearance, and Superman as well, obviously, and this is where Superman discovers more different colors of kryptonite that could potentially affect them. And I believe the last issue was Cobalt, and Cobalt like basically makes him like a bigger Superman, and there's other colors that they don't know yet how it affects them, but Batman is very involved in this comic, and the art style is definitely very unique, so I'm excited to read that. Next is Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion number 4. Number 3 was okay, honestly. This was also one of the lines that I was considered dropping, but I really, really like Miles Morales, and I want to see more of him. And since he's not part of any of the comics that I'm reading, this is the run that I'm really interested in at the moment. And finally, Racer X number 1. I'm not sure if I want to read this. I really love Speed Racer, but apparently they're connected. I may pick up this issue 1 just to see how it is, just to feel it out. But that's going to be my polls for this week. I know that was a lot, but also I finally caught up in the last 2 weeks that I've been behind on reading my comics. So far, I am now caught up, and now I can read these comics, and I am up to date. I'm never putting myself in that situation again. I'm going to try my best not to put myself in that situation again. But that's going to be our polls. Leslie and I are very excited to bring you in here. It is a bit different, this comic book shop. Nothing too exciting, but they do have a lot of comics to choose from. So we'll see you in Comic Hero University in Fullerton, California. The weather now in California has gone a little bit better. It's about 78 degrees, I think. Way better than 95 degrees last week. What'd you think, Leslie?
Oh, for real.
Yeah, so the cool thing about this comic book shop, the reason we discovered it, Leslie and I are AMC A-listers, so we watch a lot of movies Well, not as of lately, but we're supposed to be able to see 4 movies a week, and it's right next to AMC, right over here. It doesn't have the name of Comic Hero University, but here we go. We are back at my favorite LCS. This probably looks familiar. We got Leslie here putting on some lip gloss. Pulp Fiction, baby, in Long Beach, California. This place just pumps me up. I know it's small, but it is just so amazing. It's mighty inside. And the employees are so friendly, and it's just so organized. I can go on and on and on about this place. Before we go in there, really quick, a quick review of Comic Hero University in Fullerton, California.
I think they have a really big selection, so if you're interested in looking for any back issues, if you are worried that like your local comic book shop didn't have it and you need to go somewhere else, that's the place to go. They had so many issues just like in the like shelves, so it was really cool. And then also I saw that they had a ton of the Stitch comic book that came out last week, that a ton, and I was like worried that like maybe fans weren't gonna be able to get it, because when we got it at Amazing Comics there's only a couple copies, there's like 4. So yeah, it just looks like they maybe order a lot, so that way there's always some available, which is really nice. Yeah, I think like the selection is really big, which is really cool. I can't say it's definitely one of my favorites. I think I'm spoiled because Pulp Fiction. I feel like I rate comic book shops with 3 things in mind. One is the aesthetic. Is it cute? Is it clean? Is it nice? The other thing that I look for is the staff friendly? I think that's really important, because again, like, we created this channel because we were new comic book readers, so I think like when the staff is friendly and they're welcoming, it invites new people into the community, and I really love that. So staff is number 2, and then number 3 is going to be selection. I think the comic book shop we went to, I forgot the name. What is it called?
Comic Hero University.
Okay, Comic Hero University. I forget their names. I think the selection was really cool. The shop was clean and it's definitely organized. I would say other than that, that's really all I can rate it on, like, too well. There was really only one person there, so maybe they were just like busy. But other than that, yeah, great selection. So if you're looking for back issues, things like that, maybe you can go check it out and then watch a movie. It's right next to an AMC.
Those are all fair points, Leslie, and I apologize as well. The mic died in the middle of that clip, but I'm on the same boat as Leslie. The employees, number 1, especially when they can make really great recommendations. The cleanliness of the store for me is number 2, and the organization, and also, finally, the supply available to the comic book readers. And honestly, that place has honestly one of the most comic book availability that I've seen, especially back issues, to Leslie's point. The only thing that I'm not the biggest fan of is when it's hot outside, it's super hot in there. There's no air conditioning. But that's pretty much it. Otherwise, really great comic book selection. And also, I've also met a good amount of people in there who are super nice in terms of like customers, especially like right when they open on Wednesdays. I also really think that it's a good placement for them too, because at AMC, when there's like a Marvel movie playing there or a DC movie, they probably get a lot of customers, which is really good for the comic book community as well. But those are my thoughts with Comic Hero University. It's a decent place. So we're going to head into Pulp Fiction right now to get my pull from last week. Stranger Things, Tales of Hawkins, number 3. Supergirl, number 5. And Absolute Batman, number 12. Pulp Fiction. Everyone always says nothing beats the Jet 2 holiday. Nothing beats Pulp Fiction. All right, y'all. So it's time to wrap up New Comic Book Day, September 10th, 2025. We have all of our polls here. But honestly, I just want to give you a little bit of a sneak peek of my room here, or Leslie and I's room. Right now, I bought a second short box, as you probably saw in the video. So I'm just organizing a little bit because I finally filled up a short box with so many single issues. It's probably over 100, and now I'm just splitting them. So the way I'm gonna do this, one box will be dedicated to just DC Comics, because majority of my comics, honestly, is just strictly DC, and the other short box is going to be filled with Marvel and indie comics. So I'm going to be organizing that for the rest of the night. Leslie's not here right now because she's out with her friends. They had dinner together at Chili's. I really love their triple dipper. Man, I wish I was there. But I'm going to wrap up the video without her, if that's okay with all of you. Yeah, so today was a very successful day for all the polls, as you can see here. I'm going to go over all of them. And in fact, I have read Absolute Batman issue number 12 today. I wanted to get a head start with reading comics. I don't want to fall behind again. So I'll give a mini review of this at the very end. I don't want to do any spoilers just because you may have not read it yet since it just came out today. So all the polls for today, I think we got maybe 8 polls. Number one poll that I've been anticipating for is Absolute Batman issue number 12. Let's do the review now, might as well. Honestly, this issue I would give a 4.5 stars out of 5. It's really, really good. I don't think it was better than issue number 11. Issue number 11, 5 stars out of 5. The reason I really gave this the 4.5, just because there was a lot of buildup. Basically, it explains how Bane goes after Bruce Wayne's friends and family members. Not gonna go too much in detail, but he goes through all that, and then we get to see how strong Bane is and what he does to these individuals. The art is crazy. That's why it's 4.5 out of 5. Without the art, I would say 4 stars, 3.5 stars, but the art is just it's so visually appealing. You can really see it happening right there and there, so that was cool. And at the very end, you get to see a character introduced for the first time, I think, in this Absolute Batman run. Not gonna spoil who it is until you read it. But yeah, that's like a mini review that I have for this issue. And I do want to start doing a full review and feature videos once I manage my time just a little bit better. I work full time. I have a small business. I have this going on, and maybe like a dedicated video of what I love to do, and just my other passions besides comic book reading, because I love comics, I love sports. There's just so many things that I love to do, and I just try to squeeze it all in 1 week. And yeah, I mean, I love to yap, as you can see here. I love to talk. Just, you know, maybe we can do a video like that in the future while I'm organizing this, or even go through all the different comics. I have my whole collection. It's probably gonna be a long video, so maybe split it up to DC, split it up to Marvel, split it up to indie comics, or maybe even like a room tour. That would be really cool. Or like my desk. Here's a sneak peek of my desk right there. That's pretty cool. But yeah, that's gonna be Absolute Batman, my small mini review. So next issue is Red Hood issue number 1. I really like Jason Todd. So far, everything I've read in Batman and Robin Jason Todd has been really nice. It was really emotional to know Jason Todd's background and his origin story, where his mom died because of an overdose, and he was really, really sad. And then Bruce Wayne was there, Batman was there to save him and really put him under his wing. So it's a really cool story, and this is really what happens after all that, after he was Robin. This got really mixed reviews, low reviews. It was okay. I thought it was very slow. The origin story wasn't as great as I would have loved to. I think if I didn't read Batman and Robin Jason Todd, I would have no idea who this is. Really, zero idea. Batman makes an appearance a couple times, but other than that, it was decent. I would give it like a 3 stars out of 5, but I would love to see the second issue and go from there and see if this is gonna be part of the pull list from here on out. We'll see. Next is Superman, the Kryptonite Spectrum, issue number 2. Really good issue number 1. I have high expectations for issue 2 because the art is really good. And also, this thing is $5.99. $6 for a comic is outrageous to me, unless it's like a special issue or a variant cover. Understand this is a black label. Next issue is Supergirl issue number 5. Honestly, all the issues that have came out has been a really fun read, especially since I did start reading this, one of my first comic runs ever since the Superman movie came out. Next is Captain America issue number 3. Look at that cover, super cool. I'm really looking forward to this. Next is issue number 1090 of Action Comics of Superman. Honestly, I'm really excited about this. It's one of my first comics. Again, I keep saying that, but with Superboy as the arc right now, it's really, really interesting. I didn't get to get this last week, but Stranger Things, Tales of Hawkins, issue number 3. So far, it's really good because it brings together like a background story of a Demogorgon coming back to, where are they from in Indiana? But it's a city in Indiana. Hawkins, Indiana. That's literally the title of this comic. But the Demogorgon comes back into Hawkins, Indiana. I ended up pulling Racer X number 1. I know I wasn't sure about this, but the reason I did this is because I really, really love Speed Racer. I haven't seen the movie in so long. I should see it again. But this is connected to that universe, so I'm really excited about that. So the next issue is Out of Alcatraz issue number 5. I didn't have this on my pull list, but they had ordered this for me because I don't know if you all remember the issue that I got for this maybe a few weeks ago or a month ago. I ended up gifting it to Andres because he really needed to read the last issue, and this completed his collection, and I owed him one, so might as well gave it to him, and I got this variant cover of Out of Alcatraz, and I think it's super cool. The next comic that I have is The Punisher, issue number 1, and it's sealed. It's for mature audiences only. This is my first comic to come in this, and honestly, I'm debating whether I should even open it or keep it and just get a second copy. It's just so cool to see. But I don't know anything about The Punisher, and I hope this is an origin story. I'm excited about it. The only time I know The Punisher is literally just on Marvel Rivals. He's the one that I use the most because he's easy to use. So that wraps up today's video. I really appreciate you all for watching another pull video with Ryan. Like I said last week, I do want to upload more often on this channel, but until we get to that point, this will be the most consistent video throughout the week, and then maybe one more video on top of that. But that wraps up today's video. So if you're new, subscribe to the channel. If you really like this video, hit the thumbs up. Other than that, I'll see you on the next video. Peace.